Good morning everyone. In this video I'm going to be analysing live price action for EU and DXY to see what opportunities may be available for today. You're going to see my analysis and my strategy, so if you're interested in those then please stick around. Right, starting off on the daily, on a new week as usual, EU on the top, DXY on the bottom. So what's the daily showing us? Well, to start off with, Friday we closed off with a typical Friday candle, which was a doji. Right, so taking sell side liquidity and buy side liquidity, ultimately it was a bearish doji, still fairly bearish considering the day before was also a bearish engulfing. I don't read into it too much because it was a Friday candle, so whether we see that as some sort of deceleration of the bearish momentum or not, I won't make that decision just yet. Now into today, we've started off bullish. We still have our previous daily highs and lows as buy side and sell side liquidity. And of course we did leave an imbalance here with, I guess, an order block there as well, right? So maybe we have some price draws to the buy side liquidity above here, which is possible, but so far bullish, but we've still got our range between the previous daily highs and lows. We didn't quite take out that previous low here when we had that bearish momentum. So we still have some sell side liquidity targets there, but of course we'd likely have made some sort of range here and leg here now that price may be seeking out some sort of POIs or imbalances on the lower time frame. We'll see. Just to bring our attention to DXY for a moment, we created a higher high. So we do have some SMC divergence here, right? So high, 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 low, high, low there. So SMC divergence at this point here, which indicates some possible strength on EU. It could be short-term strength, which could be what we're seeing, some temporary sort of pullback strength at the moment, and the same with DXY, indicates some sort of weakness because we've taken that buy side liquidity. We could pull back down to more of a discount here where we have our order block and imbalance POIs. So some early indications of that. So I won't spend too much time on the daily. Let's go down to the 4 hour and see what that looks like in more detail. Okay, right, so I've added in that SMC line here on the 4 hour. We're still within our 4 hour bearish leg on the EU. Of course, we've now created a new higher high on DXY, so we have a new bullish leg. We have pulled back to a 4 hour order block POI where we had that imbalance, creating a new internal low, right? And we have the order block there, which we are currently rejecting, but we still have an hour and a half left for this candle to close. We're also pulling into the imbalance here on DXY, which also has an order block there. So these may provide resistance and support to continue with our trend. That SMC divergence at this low may have just indicated this pullback here, right? So that's there. We have some resistance to start the day off, which is fresh. We've just gone into it, rejected it. We obviously have more room to go on DXY if it wants to completely close it, but it doesn't have to, right? So we can use this as some resistance. We're in a bearish trend. Of course, we didn't come and fill this completely on that 4 hour bearish leg, but let's say favoring the trend to continue bearish now. We'll see what we do with this resistance. So with the 4 hour at the moment, it's giving me a current indication to favor bearish price action. So we'll see if the 1 hour agrees when we go down to that. Of course, we have this imbalance above, but for the moment, I'll concentrate on this area. We have buy side liquidity above, which it may just seek. We'll see how this holds and what the lower time frame does. So I think that's fairly simple and straightforward for the 4 hour. Let's go down to the 1 hour and see what that shows us. All right, so on the 1 hour, we've got a bearish leg here. You can see we mitigated this 1 hour order block and imbalance POI above this inducement here for buy side liquidity, broke down. We ranged sideways and now pulled back into today. Okay, so fresh 4 hour POI. We've closed a 1 hour imbalance here. Of course, we still have another 1 hour imbalance above. Let me put that line in just to make that really obvious. So there's a 1 hour imbalance here that's been closed, 1 hour imbalance above that we may or may not wish to go into. Now, if we go down into DXY, we still have the imbalances there and 1 hour order block. The price hasn't quite made it down to, so we may see more bearish pressure, or price may be satisfied with just taking the sell side liquidity below these lows here. We'll see how price plays out. It doesn't have to fill these. It may just mitigate this and continue going, or continue going temporarily and come back for that later, right? For me, same as on a 4 hour, I think this agrees because we've got this 1 hour bearish leg. Okay, it's internal to the higher time frame 4 hour bearish leg. Yes, we have that SMC divergence, but now we've had that pullback, and if we continue to hold this area, and what we'll see on the lower time frame, if we see a breakdown from there, I think it's valid to use this as a POI to continue short. So my bias is favoring shorts for sure, favoring those sells from this area, and we'll keep an eye on if the structure doesn't break, then it may just come up higher into this area or look for buy side liquidity above these highs before going short. However, like I said, bias is to go short, and we'll see what price is going to do on a lower time frame. So we're in a premium of this internal leg. You can see that line here, right? Discount, premium. We have our order blocks sort of here, but more importantly, we'll see what the lower time frame structure is going to be from here. We have some news soon. It's only red folder news on TradingView, but something to be careful of entering around, but it shouldn't be anything too important. So another half an hour until this 1 hour candle closes. As you can see, it is getting some sort of bullish pullback, but the lower time frame will tell us more about that. So in saying that, let's go down to the 15 minute and see what that shows us for today. All right, so here we are on EM15. Of course, it's using the same leg as the 1 hour. We've got that 15 minute / 1 hour bearish leg. We're in the premium of it, which is much clearer to see now. We're in that 4 hour POI. We have that 1 hour imbalance line, which we just about filled. We're above Asia, and we've just about, so this would be Frankfurt's high most likely. We've just about swept above Frankfurt's high and come into that London open. So that may be buy side liquidity sweep on the 5 minute, something like that, above Frankfurt, and we may break down from there. We'll see if we continue this bearish momentum here and see what shapes up. This is like a lovely trend line liquidity here. You can see where Asia was moving very slowly, just created a trend line sort of thing, dribbling up to these highs, to this POI. I kind of like that. That's a nice target to target the low of Asia at least, right? And of course, we're in this bearish leg. So if this area holds here, what does this become? Becomes a weak low to target. So if the highs, the premium, the POI hold, then the lower time frame breaks down, you've got a weak low to possibly target. So far there's nothing immediate to enter. We've taken some internal sell side liquidity, I guess, here on DXY. Like I said though, we have more imbalances on the higher time frame around here, but the same applies. We've got this bullish leg here, and if we start to change structure here, this becomes our weak high, our weak 1 hour high, but we just stay vigilant for that lower time frame structure. So I hope I'm being clear. So I think let's drop down to the 5 minute for this one to draw out some sort of scenario to go with our short buys. So I'm going to draw this out on the 5 minute. Let's see what the potential is. We've possibly created a low here. Let's say price does this, comes above, sweeps the high internally again, then breaks down. We get our breaker structure around here or here, doesn't really matter, but here, pulls back to our lower time frame order block with imbalance possibly here, and then we can go short. Now, of course, the pullback doesn't need to be this corrective. However, I've just drawn it in today. It's fine. We can have some sort of pullback like this, break of structure around here. See, we're getting some sort of momentum here. We'll see what happens, what that does. Break of structure here, pullback with possible inducement around here, just below our entry. Then we have our order block with imbalance around here to set our order with our stop loss just above the high, and we can target wherever you need to target. Of course, your stop loss doesn't have to be this small, but it's wherever the high is held. See, we've just about swept our internal high here now, so we'll watch out for this breakdown. This will be what I'll be looking for immediately to go with that bias of shorts from this higher time frame POI. There's some slight SMC divergence at the moment, but DXY would be nice as well. If it takes that low, we would be expecting DXY to then come up, breaking this high here, and also doing the same pullback to go and target its high. So I think that's what I'm looking out for this morning. Now, if price doesn't switch structure, then that's fine. We'll just wait to see what it does. Of course, this order flow could continue. Like I said before, I don't like trading into POIs, into the premium going long, even though this 5-minute structure could continue and someone may trade this order block here going up and it could work fine. It's not for me. So I hope you gained value from that. I hope it was clear. Any questions, let me know in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.